For centuries, doctors were convinced this tiny organ was completely useless. Then everything they believed turned out to be wrong. Deep beneath your ribs, tucked quietly behind your stomach, there's an organ most people never think about until something goes wrong. For generations, scientists called it the most useless part of the body, and surgeons removed it without a second thought. But then, researchers started noticing a strange pattern that would change everything we thought we knew. Medical textbooks once dismissed this organ as nothing more than a leftover from our evolutionary past, a biological relic with no real job to do. After all, it didn't pump blood like the heart, filter toxins like the liver, or digest food like the stomach. So for centuries, doctors simply assumed it was just there, taking up space for no good reason. The organ in question is the thymus, a small gland about the size of a walnut in children, sitting right in the center of your chest. For centuries, doctors couldn't figure out what it did, and that mystery led to its reputation as the body's most forgotten piece. But hidden inside this tiny organ was one of the most extraordinary training programs in all of biology. Think of the thymus as boot camp for your body's defense force. When you're born, your immune system is like an army of recruits who've never seen battle, eager but clueless, unable to tell friend from foe. They might attack your own cells by mistake or ignore real threats like viruses and bacteria entirely. That's where the thymus steps in. It takes in young immune cells called T cells and puts them through a brutal selection process. Only the ones that can recognize foreign invaders without turning on your own tissues get to graduate. The rest are eliminated, and this process is absolutely critical for survival. Without this training, your immune system could either fail to protect you or start attacking your own body, leading to devastating autoimmune diseases. The thymus is the reason your defenses know the difference between an invader and a friend, and that lesson is one you learn for life. Here's what makes the thymus even stranger. It's most active in childhood. By the time you hit puberty, it starts to shrink, slowly turning into fatty tissue. For a long time, scientists thought that meant it was winding down, becoming obsolete again, just as the old textbooks had predicted. But recent research has shattered that assumption. Even in adults, the thymus continues to produce a small number of new T cells, cells that may be essential for fighting off new infections or cancers later in life. It never fully retires. It just works more quietly, like a veteran trainer still coaching from the sidelines. So, why did it take so long to figure this out? Partly because the thymus doesn't scream for attention. It doesn't cause pain when it's working or when it's not. Its failures are silent, subtle, and often show up years later as increased susceptibility to illness. Only by studying people who'd lost their thymus early in life did researchers begin to see the missing piece. Today, the thymus is no longer dismissed as junk. It's recognized as a cornerstone of immune health, especially in early development. And its story reminds us of a humbling truth. Just because we don't understand something doesn't mean it's useless. Sometimes, the quietest parts of us are doing the most vital work, training the very cells that keep us alive, one lesson at a time. Turns out, even the smallest parts of our bodies might have hidden roles we are still discovering. If you enjoyed this, hit subscribe and drop a comment with what organ you want us to explore next.